Ornamental grasses are really useful in beds and borders, for swathes between more dramatic plants. They're drought tolerant, easy to look after, and they also sway in the breeze. Let me show you 5 of my favourites. So here they all are, showing off the infinite variety of the world of grasses. At number 5, a real old favourite, this blue fescue grass. This is Festuca Intense Blue, a particularly strong blue-grey of the fescue grass. Doesn't grow very tall, you can see how high it is, not much, stays well under a foot. A really good border edger, or for the odd blob at the front of a bed or border. Looks good particularly with garden pinks and soft pastel colours that complement these blue-grey needles of growth. Like most grasses, it needs good, well-drained soil, and then it'll do well and last for years. When it does start to peter out a bit, dig it up, divide it into bits in spring and replant it. And then you can keep having this great hairdo of blue-grey leaves. At number 4, oh, another popular favourite that I had to go with, the ponytail grass. It really does look like a ponytail grass, but please don't do like the lionesses and put it into a ponytail, will you? Leave it to flop loosely. It wanders around beautifully and it seeds itself around. You'll find it popping up among other plants in a bed or border. This is one that can cope with a foot or 2 further back in the border, if you like, because it grows about 45 centimetres, 18 inches high, but a plant of superb delicacy that's a really good foil to other bolder-leaved plants. And in the evening light, when the sun is fairly low, it positively shimmers. At number 3, not so much a grass, more a sedge. This is Carex. This Carex Eversheen is one of the sedges. Sedges are like grasses, but they have that much more of a coarser leaf, really quite tough. You can pull them up by the leaves. Oh, straight out of its pot. There you are. Really strong grower. And this particular one is called Eversheen. Look closely at those leaves and you'll see they have a central stripe of creamy yellow bordered with bright green. Quite a low grower, not much more than a foot tall, but it makes this glorious fountain of leaves. It's really useful because it's evergreen. It lasts like this right the way through the winter. It's hardy, and in summer it'll show off the brighter flowers that surround it. Before I get to number 2, let me show you 1 or 2 of my favourite grass and flower combinations. First up is this beauty here. This is Imperata, called Red Baron. The leaves here are amazing. They're flushed with crimson at the tips, and they look particularly good when planted alongside this, the chocolate flowered cosmos. You see how well the crimson leaves of the Imperata work with this chocolate cosmos. Glorious. And when you sniff the cosmos, not only does it look chocolate coloured, it smells of chocolate too, and it's not remotely fattening. Next combination, well, it's another one which is very colourful. This is the pheasant tail grass. This is another one that seeds itself about, tough as old boots. It'll grow anywhere, and it looks fab at this time of year with Rudbeckia. These bright flowers of yellow with a dark central boss in the middle of them. And the combination of the two here, when the lovely pheasant tail grass starts to colour up this kind of amber coloration as the summer goes on. So it starts to be very sympathetic and very good with this Rudbeckia. Both of them late in the season, bringing you a colour combination when many other flowers have done their bit. Just one more? Well, I can't resist this. A bright red geum. This is fire starter, and it works wonderfully with a pennisetum called Summer Samba. Pennisetums have some of the best grass flowers on them, really fluffy. And this particular one with its dark purple leaves, I think looks fab with this bright red geum fire starter. I love that combination. The wonderful thing about all these combinations is you can do them on a larger or a smaller scale. You can just have one plant of each for what you might call a sort of pop in your border. Oh, look at that one. Or you could do a drift of the bright red geum and then a drift of the plum purple grass. Brilliant. But back to my list. At number 2 in my top 5 is a taller grass. This is Miscanthus. And this one's called Little Zebra. It's called zebra grass because if you look at the leaves, you'll see they're striped laterally, and particularly with the sun coming through them, the zebra grass or zebra grass is an absolute cracker. This is a shorter one. It grows only about 1 metre high. The true zebra grass is taller still than that, but a great background plant in the border, middle or back, and in a small garden, it makes a wonderful backdrop to brighter flowers. It's also very, very easy to grow. I'd chop it down in winter and let all the new growth come up each spring. I like this plant so much that you could grow it on its own in a tub as a specimen plant and move it around to either be spectacular on its own or to show off other plants in your collection of pots on the patio. If you want to see how much I love grasses in my own garden, just take a look at this. This is Pennisetum villosum, wonderful hairy creature with these long, they're almost like elaborately formed caterpillars on the end of the flower stalks. Behind it, a much larger plant. This is Stipa or Stipa gigantea, the golden oat, and you can see why it's so well named. This is a perennial, a tough one at that. It'll stay in the same spot for several years. Then you can dig it up with a bit of muscle, divide it and replant it. Any good, ordinary, well-drained soil and a sunny spot to make the most of those bright golden flowers. But here, a plant which I'm putting at number 1 because I think it's glorious and it's evergreen, it'll last all year round, is this beauty. Can you still see me? This is another Carex, another sedge, and this one is called Feather Falls. It makes an absolute waterfall of this creamy white and green striped foliage. Imagine that when it's raised up a bit, and the foliage itself completely covers this pot, which is a good 20 centimetres tall. I love this plant, not least because it's evergreen. It looks good like this all year round. Absolutely lovely. It has slender, almost cigar-coloured flower spikes that come out of the top of it, but it's, for me, grown on account of its glorious, huge, great eruptions of foliage. A plant for any half-decent soil, best if it doesn't dry out too much, and growing to a height of about a foot, maybe just a little bit more, 30 to 40 centimetres. Just one of a group of plants, the grasses, that no garden should be without. They're not just also-rans. These are plants that deserve their own spot in the limelight. When you're planting grasses, give them the best possible start in life. Work in a really good helping of peat-free multi-purpose compost. It'll help hang on to moisture, particularly in dry weather, and a good soaking in will give them that good start in life. Gardening is my passion and I want to share it with you. So subscribe now and let's get gardening together.